Alex Chen stood before the obsidian doors of the Queen's private chamber, his heart hammering against his ribs. The summons had come without warning, a crystalline data chip delivered by one of the Velkhari palace guards, its message terse and unmistakable. The Queen requires your presence. Immediately. He knew why she'd called him. Of course he knew. The doors split open with a pneumatic hiss, revealing a chamber that defied human architectural sensibilities. The walls curved inward at impossible angles, their surfaces covered in bioluminescent patterns that pulsed with the rhythm of a second heartbeat. Queen Thessara stood at the far end, her 7-foot frame silhouetted against the viewport that looked out over the terraformed valleys of Velkhara Prime. "Ambassador Chen," she said without turning. Her voice carried the harmonic overtones characteristic of her species, a sound that human vocal cords could never replicate. "Close the door." Alex did as commanded, the weight of the moment settling over him like a physical thing. 3 years he'd served as Earth's diplomatic representative to the Velkhari Empire. 3 years of careful negotiations, cultural exchanges, and the delicate dance of interspecies politics. 3 years of watching Lisa Okonkwo, the brilliant xenobiologist assigned to the human embassy, fall in love with Velkhari culture, with their art, their philosophy, and finally with Kersh, one of the Queen's own military advisors. "You think I don't observe what happens in my own palace?" Thessara turned to face him. Her features were angular, almost crystalline, with eyes that reflected light in spectrums humans couldn't see. "You think I don't notice when a human and one of my people begin to, how do you say it, court?" Alex's mouth went dry. "Your Majesty, I can explain." "Can you?" She moved closer, her movements fluid despite her size. "Can you explain why you've spent months concealing Dr. Okonkwo's relationship with Commander Kersh? Why you've falsified embassy reports, scheduled meetings to provide them opportunities to meet in private, even manipulated the cultural exchange program to keep them in close proximity?" Every word was true. Alex had done all of it and more. "Your Majesty, I was trying to protect." "Protect whom?" Thessara's voice sharpened. "Dr. Okonkwo, Kersh, or perhaps the fragile peace between our species?" She gestured to a holographic display that materialized in the air between them. Images flickered past, Lisa and Kersh in the botanical gardens, their body language unmistakable, security footage from the embassy, communications logs that Alex thought he'd encrypted well enough. "The Velkhari Empire spans 43 star systems," Thessara continued. "We've encountered 17 intelligent species. We've fought wars, formed alliances, watched civilizations rise and fall. But in all that time, Ambassador, we have never approved romantic unions between our people and others." Alex felt the ground shifting beneath him. "Then why am I here? Why not simply separate them?" "Because," Thessara said, moving to the viewport, "I wanted to understand your motivation. You're not a fool, Ambassador Chen. You knew the risks. You knew that if this became public, it could destabilize everything we've built. The conservative factions in my government already view humans as a potential threat. Your rapid expansion, your adaptability, your tendency toward emotional decision-making, all of it makes them nervous." She paused, her reflection in the viewport showing something that might have been weariness. "And yet you helped them anyway. Why?" Alex took a breath. This was it, the moment that would either save everything or destroy it. "Because I've seen what happens when love is denied for the sake of politics," he said quietly. "I was engaged once. Her name was Maria, but her family had connections to the neo-sovereignty movement, the faction that opposed first contact. My superiors told me I had to choose, her or my career in the diplomatic corps." He met Thessara's alien gaze. "I chose my career. She married someone else, had 2 children. By all accounts, she's happy. But I see her sometimes in the news feeds from Earth, and I wonder if I made the right choice, If following the rules, protecting my position, was worth losing the one person who made me feel truly alive. So this is projection, Thessara said. You're trying to rewrite your own history through them. Maybe, Alex admitted. Or maybe I've learned that some connections transcend politics and protocols. Your Majesty, I've watched them together. Kersh has taught Lisa more about Velkari philosophy in 6 months than she learned in years of academic study. And Lisa has helped Kersh understand human perspectives in ways that formal cultural briefings never could. They make each other better. Thessara was silent for a long moment. The bioluminescent patterns on the walls pulsed faster, responding to something, emotion, thought processes. Human science still didn't fully understand Velkari biology. There's something you don't know, the Queen said finally. Kersh is not just any military advisor. He's my cousin, fourth in line to the throne. Alex felt his stomach drop. If he forms a permanent bond with a human, Thessara continued, it will create a constitutional crisis. The nobility will demand his removal from the succession. Some will call for his exile. Others will use it as evidence that humans are a corrupting influence, that we should sever diplomatic ties entirely. Then I've failed, Alex said. I'm sorry, Your Majesty, I hoped. You hoped that love would be enough. Thessara turned back to him. That if the connection was strong enough, genuine enough, the politics would sort themselves out. Yes. That's very human of you. The way she said it, Alex couldn't tell if it was an insult or an observation. But perhaps, Thessara continued, not entirely wrong. She pulled up another holographic display, this one showing complex genetic sequencing, biological compatibility matrices, and what looked like legal documents. Dr. Okonkwo's research has been illuminating, the Queen said. Her work on Velkari human genetic compatibility has opened possibilities we hadn't considered. Not reproduction, our biology is too different for that, but other forms of biological bonding. Shared immune responses, neural pathway synchronization, things that could, theoretically, form the basis for a recognized union under Velkari law. Alex stared at the data, his mind racing. You're saying there's a precedent. I'm saying there could be. Thessara's eyes fixed on him. If someone were willing to champion it, to present the case before the High Council, to weather the political storm that would inevitably follow. Someone like Earth's ambassador. Someone, Thessara said carefully, who understands what's at stake, who's willing to risk everything for a principle. Alex thought of Lisa's laugh when she talked about Kersh. The way her eyes lit up discussing Velkari art, the careful way Kersh listened when she spoke, as if every word was precious. He thought of Maria and the life he'd chosen not to fight for. What do you need from me? He asked. Thessara's expression shifted, something that might have been approval or perhaps relief. The truth, she said. A formal proposal to the High Council, backed by Dr. Okonkwo's research. A framework for how such unions could work within our legal and cultural structures. And your personal testimony about why humanity believes this is important enough to risk our alliance over. And if the Council rejects it, then Kersh and Dr. Okonkwo will have to make a choice, Thessara said quietly. And so will I. Alex nodded slowly. I'll need time to prepare. You have 3 weeks. The Council meets at the equinox. Thessara moved to a small table where a crystalline decanter held some kind of luminous liquid. She poured 2 glasses. Ambassador Chen, I didn't summon you here to threaten you. I summoned you because I needed to understand if you were acting from wisdom or foolishness. She handed him a glass. I think I have my answer. They drank in silence, and through the viewport, Alex could see the twin moons of Velkara Prime rising over the terraformed horizon, a reminder that they were all a long way from home, trying to build something new. Your Majesty, Alex said, why are you really doing this? Thessara's harmonics softened, taking on a tone he'd never heard before. Because I, too, once loved someone I couldn't have, she said. And I have carried that regret for longer than your species has had spaceflight. If I have the power to spare others that pain, perhaps I should use it. She set down her glass. Don't fail them, Ambassador, or me. The end.